What's up, everybody? Kendrick McCarty here from Inception Telehealth. I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the difference between two different types of schedules that I prescribe progesterone, which is the bioidentical hormone that women make. It is the main hormone that directs the uterus when to menstruate. Okay, it does fluctuate a lot throughout the month, but when I am supplementing that, I really have a different way of approaching trying to minimize the side effects associated with premenstrual symptoms and dysmenorrhea, things of that sort. But there are two different ways. One way is for a woman that has no uterus, maybe their status post partial hysterectomy or total hysterectomy, or they're postmenopausal. They don't necessarily ever have to come off of their progesterone to initiate a menstrual cycle. On the other hand, a premenopausal woman, someone that typically still menstruates routinely, I have something that I prescribe as called cyclic progesterone, which means that we're going to take that medication on specific days throughout the menstrual pattern. It's a pretty wonky kind of process. Every woman's different. Every dose of progesterone is different to how we get to control that schedule and really minimize those symptoms that are associated with those problems I mentioned earlier. So I thought it would be best for me to print up a calendar and just give something like a visual to explain how I like that medication to be held, when it's supposed to be restarted, and how we're going to keep that on a tight schedule to make sure that we keep your menstruals on track and we basically do what we need to do to keep the uterus on track. Okay, so in front of you, I made a quick little diagram that basically shows the red box, okay, the one that every woman loves to hear about, which is the menstrual cycle. That is going to be our day one. Spotting is the same as bleeding. That is day one of the menstrual cycle. So the way that I prescribe this medication is the progesterone is held on days 1, 2, 3, 4 of the menstrual cycle, and then is restarted on day 5. So essentially, to reword that, we take the progesterone every night before bed on cycle days 5 through 28. And I circle back around. Obviously, this doesn't correlate with a real calendar, but on day 28, the progesterone would be taken. On the following day, we anticipate the uterus to pick up the signal that that hormone has essentially tanked down to initiate a menstrual cycle. Spotting is the same. That is now our day one. Now, another common thing that may happen as I'm introducing this hormone and changing the dose, maybe we're on day 27 and that woman starts to spot. And they say, well, what do I do? Do I keep taking it? Well, no, that spotting day now becomes day number 1. So essentially, it's basically reprogramming the uterus to get on our cycle, and eventually we'll dial in the dose that will minimize that from happening. So to repeat, cyclic progesterone on menstrual days 5 through 28. The following day, we anticipate the uterus to start menstruating, which is now our day 1. It's held on day 1, 2, 3, and 4, restarted on day 5, and it starts back over.